I finally finished the main storyline of Crimson Desert tonight. It took me 130 hours. Now, I don't think that's reflective of how long it would take to complete the storyline if you only concentrate on that. There is a lot of content in Crimson Desert, an awful lot, in fact. And I will willingly admit that I spent a great many hours not doing the main quest. So I think if you go off other people's playtimes, I think you could probably finish it in about 60 or so hours. I did not. I enjoyed the side content and the other quests and all the nonsense. But now I've seen the credits roll. Now I can kind of say that I've finished the game. Have I completed it? Have I 100%ed it? Hell no. But now I've finished the game, what do I think of it? I really liked it. I still think it's a very good game. I enjoy the world. I enjoy most of the gameplay. We'll come back to that. And I find it a very enjoyable place to explore and be in and engage with non-player characters, the missions, etc. That's the good stuff out of the way. Let's get to the bad. I've said this before. Fear of repeating myself from previous videos. The puzzles in this game are terrible. It's clearly trying to do what Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom did. It's trying to have a logical puzzle solving scenario in multiple places that you're supposed to look at and figure out and say, well, this is what I need to do. How do I need to do this? How do I get to that position with the tools I have? The problem with this game, and it is a problem, is that it has a skill tree that is so enormous that you might not have those skills. Might not be obvious what those skills are. Like, quite often you're battling against your own memory or your own wits to say, what does this puzzle want me to do? And you would think it would be easy. You would think it would be, this block goes here, this block goes there. And sometimes it is like that, actually. It's quite simplistic. But sometimes it will come out of left field and demand you use a skill that you didn't know you had. There was one puzzle in particular that demanded I had to use a I want to call it bullet time from the Matrix. I had to use a bullet time skill to shoot multiple arrows at once. I didn't have that skill, right? I did not unlock that skill. That was in the skill tree, and I could not solve the puzzle without that. So I had to go away, get Abyss artifacts, I think that's what they're called, to unlock that skill, come back, then use that skill just for that puzzle. That's not good. That's terrible design. Like, one of the great things about Zelda, or indeed any other video game with a puzzle in it ever, is that you have a tool set and you know how to use it and you can figure it out. This game does not do that. I don't like the bosses in this game either. I think they're quite generic. They're quite samey. The final boss of this game, I've already forgotten what he was called. He was some dude in armour, and he seemed very annoyed with me. I had no idea who he was. He had multiple phases, which was something. But they were all pretty much the same. They were all, well, here's my second form. Here's my it was not interesting. Like I remember seeing the trailer for this game, and there were like these big rock monsters and gargoyles and stuff. I haven't encountered any of those yet. I assume they're in the game. I can go looking for them if I want to. But in the main story, you won't find them. It is just, well, it's kind of like Dark Souls 2. It's just various angry men wearing plate armor, and the occasional monster. I do enjoy, or what I have enjoyed about this game, is the way that it doesn't really punish you for just going off and doing your own thing. There are lots of side quests. In fact, I would say I'm going to keep playing this game now. I'm definitely have a lot more content that I would like to fill out. And I think that's a credit to the game, that this world doesn't demand that you only do the main story. There's forests and jungles and deserts and ruins, etc., that you can explore, and you'll find whole quests within them. And I think that's really interesting. That's kind of like, it brings me back to, I'm going to use Skyrim's getting on a bit now, but I'm going to use Skyrim as an example of that. And one thing I liked about Skyrim was that you could just wander through the mountains or the plains or the forests or whatever, and you would find a village, and there was something going on there, and you'd be like, "Oh, what's happening here? Well, why is everyone talking about this? Why is everyone talking about that?" That's something Crimson Desert has managed to recreate pretty well, and it feels like an older game, warts and all, in the sense that it's interesting to explore the world and find out what's happening. I do wish they had more direction with the skills and the various special events that unlock. This is a spoiler, I suppose. There's like a robot armored mech suit. It's a bit like a dreadnought from Warhammer 40,000 that you can unlock, and then use that for a mission. You don't really need to use it again. I think you can unlock it as a vehicle, but they pop that in. There's a dragon that you can ride. That's actually fairly necessary to finish the game. There are lots of things that come up and then disappear, and they're never mentioned again. And it feels very scattershot. Like there's no sort of cohesive structure to a lot of the content. There is to the world. I think the world is very well realised, actually, and I enjoyed that part of it. But in terms of missions and the overall plot, I'm not entirely sure what happened. I've literally just finished it. I finished it like an hour ago, and I couldn't tell you who or what or why anything was happening. Did I like the game? Yes, I did. And they've been patching it, although most of the patches are kind of superficial. They're just adding more pets or outfits or minor bug fixes, etc., which is good. That's fine. That's a very valid thing to patch. But in terms of really changing anything about the fundamentals of the game, now Pearl Abyss have said that moving forward from this month, which is June, to September, they are going to make some more significant patches. And they're going to release some free DLC, which I am genuinely excited to see. But I'd say this game is about as codified as it's going to get. If you don't like it now, then they're not going to change your mind anytime in the near future. Having said that, I really like the game. I enjoy playing it. I'm going to continue to play it. I think it's a lot of fun. And that's it. That's my video. So thank you very much.